This is probably the stupidest thing I've done on this channel. And I played Doom with just the keyboard. When I was first checking out the comments on my Archvile DeHack video, I came across this one here by
Joey Jojo Jr. Shabadoo.
And besides thinking that it was the worst name I'd ever heard, I thought, yeah, that's pretty funny, give it a heart, ha ha ha. But as you can see, it actually generated quite a bit of a discussion in the comments. And so I kept coming back to it to heart all these other comments, and I started thinking to myself, well, actually, you know what? Why don't I try it out? It shouldn't be that hard to do. So I hopped into our good old buddy DeHackEd and just started playing around. The ability to spawn lost souls already exists in Doom 2, of course. It's the Pain Elementals attack. And I just figured that, well, all I'd have to do is replace the player weapon functions and the other monster attack functions with the Pain Elementals attack function. With the player weapons, this doesn't actually work though. It either causes them to just do nothing or crash the game. But with the other monster attacks, it works totally sweet. Just replace whatever their attack function was, for example pause attack or true attack or fat attack, with pain attack, and booyah! All the monsters fire lost souls. Besides being funny to look at, it's surprisingly fun to actually play. Like map 1 suddenly becomes quite challenging. This upstairs area here in the gauntlet becomes really challenging, and there are some really funny sights. I even made sure that demons could fire lost souls. So yeah, being able to play with all the monsters firing lost souls is sort of entertaining for a little while, a funny novelty. But something kept bothering me. There was still half of this that wasn't complete. What about the player's weapons? What about the player being able to fire lost souls? Well, I came into this other comment by Christopher Thibault. He came up with a really interesting idea about trying to turn one of the existing player weapon projectiles into a lost soul, and that was really inspiring to me, so thanks, Christopher. Unfortunately, if you just try and do that, like get, say, a plasma bolt to go to the lost souls state, it doesn't really work. It sort of half turns into what looks like a lost soul, but it doesn't actually become a lost soul. But then I got to thinking, well, what if we could just approximate a lost soul? Take, for example, the plasma projectile. It goes at about the same speed as a charging lost soul, and it does about the same damage. So what if we just made it look like a lost soul? And then of course you've got to change the graphics and the sounds around a little bit, add in a little bit of custom graphics so it looks like you're kind of some possessed hell mage firing lost souls. And now... okay, here it is. One of the stupidest things I've ever done. So as you can see, I don't even have the pistol out, right? It's like my fist graphic, well, sort of, I've reused it. And if I pick up the chainsaw, it's also just the fist graphic. And in fact, if you look in the bottom right corner there, all my ammo is 666. Because now, ha 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 ha, ah ha 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 ha, I am hell incarnate. I fire lost souls, they fire lost souls at me too, but I fire lost souls at them. Get wrecked, Hellspawn, I have your powers. And so now every map just fills with pretty much nothing but lost souls. So yeah, what these are actually is just plasma bolts. I've like hacked every weapon to be a slow firing plasma rifle that looks like a lost soul when you fire the projectile. And I feel like it pretty much sells the illusion. The major problem with this, as you might guess from watching me play, is that what ends up happening is you're basically walking around fighting a whole bunch of lost souls with a slow plasma rifle. So it's actually not really that fun and interesting to play, I have to admit. What you could do is play around with like the other weapons and maybe not have every single weapon be exactly this weapon. I had to fulfill the brief though, right? What if all monsters and player weapons fired lost souls? So here is all weapons. But I feel like this is an interesting kind of base for a concept. You could like maybe leave some of the player weapons alone and leave some of the other monster attacks alone. I only actually left the skeleton punch and of course the pain elemental and the lost soul itself to have the same old attack as they usually do. Every other monster attack fires lost souls. Look at this, pick up a rocket launcher. Still just the same thing, although now the ammo count's there. Oh yeah, and if you look down in the bottom right again, you'll see the max shells counter goes down when you fire like an infinite weapon, like say the chainsaw or your fist. I don't know what's going on there, must be some sort of overflow or underflow with the integers. Doesn't matter, I've tried firing all the way down to 0 and it just loops over into negative and doesn't really seem to cause any errors other than the display of the number itself. But yeah, here we go. You wanted to see all attacks in the game firing lost souls? This is what it looks like. And yeah, I could play any kind of custom world or any kind of other map in Doom 2, but like I said, I promise you it's really not that fun to play. It looks cool, it's a fun novelty. Shout out to Joey Jojo and to Christopher Thibault for your comments to help inspire this, because it does look funny. And you never know, this might inspire someone out there, hopefully, to make like some sort of cool hell mage themed WOD where this is like maybe one kind of attack that you have, or to use like the pain elemental attack in other monsters in a kind of fun and interesting way. But yeah, making everything lost souls, it's about as memey and silly as you'd imagine. Still, I didn't even know that guy could come down here. I guess that's what happens when you have that much time to let him walk. And of course, I mean, you might want to see it, it was in the intro, let's go to it. This map. All I'm doing is firing lost souls. Let's just... I mean, getting past these guys is the trick. It's because see, the chain gun is just going to spam lost souls at me now. You see what I mean with that? Did that shotgunner just get splattered? Yes. Can I even get past the chain gunner? And then once it's time to see like the spider mastermind, it's just going to spam lost souls at me at least as badly as that chain gunner just was. And the room just fills up and I pretty much die, so yeah. It's almost as if, you know, ruining the balance of the weapons and the monsters destroys the game design. And that the fun game design of Doom is what makes it so good. Ruining that makes it not so fun, funnily enough. Here we go, seeing it in action, just like I showed in the intro clip. He's getting stuck on the torches there. Oh my god. Do I have the lost soul limit on? Doesn't look like it. Yeah, so for this video, obviously I also made it boom compatible so that the 21 lost soul limit's not on just for the lols. But in vanilla, you'd get limited to just 21 of the things. And, well, then monsters just try and attack you and can't. And so it's just you versus, like, 21 lost souls in a lot of maps. Also making it not so fun. And there we go. I obviously died because even with the slow firing plasma rifle, you can't take on this many lost souls. Anyway, there was the latest stupid experiment in DeHackEd, but I hope you all enjoyed. Let me know if you want to see any particular maps played like this, or if you want me to release the files just for the hell of it. But anyway, that was that fun DeHackEd adventure. Let me know in the comments below if you have a cool idea for a silly DeHackEd experiment you'd like to see me do. As you've seen from this video, I'll try anything if I think it's funny enough. Anyway, that's all from me now. Peace.